Well, why is it called the Dolls Hospital? I suppose that was probably a good idea at the time. A place where you fix dolls.
Okay, so here we've got a Patsy doll. So they're from the 1950s, so it's great. All the pieces are here. So the repairer is going to do a clean of the doll, re-elastic her all back together, and then we can touch up her cheeks, her lips, her eyebrows and her hair. And then she'll be looking fantastic again.
I'm Jeff Chapman, the head surgeon of the Dolls Hospital here in Sydney. The history of the Dolls Hospital, well, it's been going for 100 years now, and was originally started by my grandfather around about 1913, and my father worked in it all his life, and I've worked in it most of my life as well. We were probably better known in the early days because this was a busy time in the Her Majesty's Arcade in the city. But when that was pulled down for Centrepoint, we moved here, and that was about 45 years ago. Oh, it's a very old building, and I think probably quite in keeping with the Dolls Hospital, you know. Upstairs, we keep them in tea chests, actually, and they're, you know, right up to the ceiling. Hundreds and hundreds of tea chests with dolls' parts in them. And we sort of really, it doesn't look like it, but we know where most of the things are. When the war came about, I think my father said to his father, I think we should really concentrate on the Dolls Hospital. The opportunity is going to be huge because a lot of items weren't allowed to be made. Everything was war use. You know, you couldn't go and buy raw materials to make dolls or anything like that. And plus restrictions on what you could import because of the, you know, submarines, and often freighters were, you know, blown up. And so there was just thousands of repairs. The demand was huge. At the peak, they had 70 on staff. After the Second World War, we did make dolls as well. One of them was quite a well-known one that had three faces that were hidden by a bonnet on the back of the head. So you turned it around and had laughing, crying and sleeping, I think, yeah. You know, we often have customers that come in now and say, you know, I can remember when I was a little girl, you didn't get a new doll. You would just get the old doll, a new dress, and maybe a new wig and so forth for Christmas. That would be the Christmas present. So it has changed a lot. Now the kids get a new doll every time they go to the supermarket. I think they get attached to these things, especially when it was the only one that they had. and you know, they took it to bed during their childhood and so forth. And you know, like they become really attached to them. See, perhaps they only had the one doll in their childhood, and that doll is very precious to them. So when there's something wrong with it, they want to get it fixed. It's very, they get very attached to dolls, and particularly teddy bears. Oh, when they come in with, you know, they've dropped it or something like that, or somebody's knocked it off the shelf or something like that, and they're really so happy that you can do something with it. But often you can't too.
Here she is, everything went well. She's made a full recovery. She looks fantastic, ready to go home.
Bye, Patsy.